Hey everybody, welcome to week 10. I am 10 weeks and 2 days today, getting very, very excited to almost be at the end of my first trimester. So first thing I want to talk about is symptoms. This has by far been my sickest week. I have been sick every single day except for one for the past 7 days. The past 6 days in a row I've been sick. I still am not throwing up, knock on wood. But very, very sick where I either need to lay down or stop what I'm doing, whatever the case may be. I also notice these last couple of days that I'm starting to get heartburn in the night. And something that's been going on for a while now, and I don't think I've mentioned it, excuse me, is that I'm hot. My temperature is so much hotter than normal. Especially when I notice it is at night. And I feel like just with regular covers, my husband, he's like, you're burning up. He says, especially your back. Like, I don't have a fever, but I'm just warm. And my feet feel like they're on fire at night. Like, I have to kick the blankets off. So I definitely think that's pregnancy related because, like I said, that's been going on for several weeks and I've forgotten to mention it. I didn't go anywhere this weekend. I had plans to go, which I also failed to mention, to go to a cloth diaper thing that was being held at the hospital I missed, and also the book sale that I wanted to go to I missed. They were both Saturday. I got up, I got in the shower, and I'm like, I cannot go anywhere. I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like going anywhere. Excuse me, so I didn't. Big thing that happened this week is I had the doctor's appointment. I absolutely loved the doctor, which I'm really surprised about. He didn't have like a very outgoing personality. It's not that he wasn't friendly, but some of the doctors that we see are just very, just outgoing and smiley and da-da-da. And he wasn't that way, but he was, I felt like he was super informed. He let me make decisions about what would happen. He let us ask lots of questions, gave us great answers. He was just great. I really, really liked him, which after everything we've gone through with the hospital and everything, I'm really glad that we like him and I don't have to switch. Basically what happened is I got called in. They wanted a urine sample, which they'll want at the beginning of every doctor's appointment. So I did that. They weighed me. I went into the room. He did a pap smear. He checked my breasts. He checked, the baby, how high up it was, things like that. He said everything looked good. He ordered a bunch of blood work that I have yet to do, which I know is really bad. I've had the order for almost a week now and have not done it. The main reason why I haven't done it is because it's fasting blood work. He wants to do, because of the history of diabetes in my family, he wants to do a fasting A1C. And to fast in the morning, get ready, and have to, oh my God, I can't do it. Because I'm afraid I'm going to get sick. I mean, that's when the very first thing I get up and I eat like a yogurt or a banana or something first thing so that I don't get sick. So I've just totally put that off. But I'm hoping to get that done this week. Let's see what else. Oh, the one thing that he said is he said based on what he has, that he estimates my due date to be July 10th. Based on our IUI date, which was kind of different because everything I've looked at says July 9th. I had my IUI on October 16th, and he says that the little dial thing they use says July 10th, which was odd because nothing I've seen online says July 10th. Everything says July 9th, and that's where the baby is measuring too. When I've had both ultrasounds, they measure it exactly where I am. The one I think I was 6 weeks and 6 days, and that's exactly where the baby measured. So I'm going to still say July 9th. And he kind of joked. He said they don't listen to us anyway. So let's see. So after that, we went into his office to talk about, the questions we had, things he wanted to tell us, things like that. We talked about what to eat, and this was tied into just general pregnancy and also specifically for me. He talked about, soft cheeses, things like that, non-pasteurized, things like that you're not supposed to eat. He also talked about deli meat, which I had read a little bit about but didn't know that much about, and I had been eating it. Which I can't, because I remember reading it somewhere, and I don't know, it didn't click in, because that's what I eat every single day for lunch. I have a sandwich, a deli sandwich. But he talked about how there's a bacteria in it that can cause some problems. So, I definitely stopped that. Or there can be bacteria in the, prepackaged and deli countered meat and things like that. Stay away from Subway, he told me. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and buy a ham, like a spiral cut ham or something, cook it in the oven, and, slice it up and freezer package it for, a couple days at a time or whatever. And the good thing about that is you can always microwave it too. I mean, I guess you could always microwave your lunch meat, but, because I read online some people that do that, like their doctors have told them just to microwave it for a few seconds is fine. I just choose not to take any risks. You know what I mean? He said no deli meat, so I'm not going to mess with deli meat. What else? Let's see. Oh, the other reason why we were talking about what to eat is because I'm really concerned with having gestational diabetes. I know that based on my weight, because I'm overweight, I have a much greater chance of having gestational diabetes. I want to avoid it at all costs, obviously, because the problems it can cause with me and the problems it can cause with a baby. So, I spoke with him a little bit about that. He said it's very important, even if you walk, a half hour a day. He says exercise and what you eat is going to play a large part in that. We have been trying to eat healthier. I've tried to eat lots of vegetables, fruits, whole wheat pasta. I've tried to stay away from sweet stuff and, things like that. He said even to limit the fruit a little bit. Not that I can't have any, but don't eat a lot of fruit because of the sugar involved in the fruit. He said definitely pick, vegetables over fruit. The other thing I talked with him about is the NT scan, and I wanted to have it, and he said, it's totally your choice, which I love that about him. He didn't tell me, no, I'm not going to order it, you're too young for it, which is kind of what he said. He said, normally I wouldn't recommend that until you were 35. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm going to be 32 at the end of the month. He goes, well, it's really your choice. He says that can lead to an amniocentesis, which, has chances of miscarriage, but in the scan itself, there's no risk. And I definitely want to do it. I want to do it for a couple reasons. First of all, because my chances are a little elevated to have, and basically what the NT scan is it checks the, where the neural tube has formed. It checks the back of the head, and measures, I don't know if, I think it's the fluid right there. And based on that measurement, they can tell, if they can see the possibility if your child would have either Down syndrome or spina bifida, and also some heart problems too, I think. But basically my main reason for wanting this is because my last ultrasound was at 6.5 weeks, and the next ultrasound he's going to do is not going to be for 17 to 20 weeks. So I kind of want this just to break it up, and it'll be obviously that they'll check, the back of the head, but they'll also be looking at just general other things to make sure that everything looks okay. And I just kind of want that as a reassurance to myself. I think it would drive me nuts if I had to wait, because I don't think I'm 17 weeks until like the beginning of February, and I haven't had an ultrasound since November, so I just don't want to wait that long. I want to see my baby. So, he was great about that and said, I could have it done without a problem. So they do the ultrasound and they prick your finger for blood, and based on that information they're able to give you a ratio. It's not like a yes or no answer. They give you a ratio of like your baby has, like the odds of having Down syndrome would be like 1 in 800, 1 in 4,000, things like that. So looking forward to that. I have that next Thursday, right before Christmas, so I really hope everything's okay with it. Let's see what else. The other thing we talked about, and I don't think I've mentioned this a whole lot, but my husband has Stickler Syndrome, which is basically, it's a genetic defect where in his DNA he has what they call a spelling error, which is when there's something in your DNA that doesn't duplicate like it's supposed to. And how that affects him is that half of the collagen that he produces in his body is bad. So what that means is any part of your body that uses collagen, it could have an effect on it. It could have an effect on your heart. It could have an effect on your joints. on your eyes, on your hearing, things like that. The main thing that concerns me is my husband was born with a cleft palate, no roof to his mouth. And I talked to the doctor a little bit about that. He didn't know a lot about Stickler Syndrome, which we've experienced that a lot before. Most doctors don't. We have to educate most doctors on it. I mean, they can look it up afterwards, but they generally don't know it off the top of their head. But he looked at it a little bit before he came in and talked to us, and he said basically from what he saw, the baby had a 1 in 4 chance of having it, and we had been told a 1 in 2 chance. Because we were told half of my husband's sperm would have Stickler, would be carrying that genetic defect, when the other half wouldn't. Like I said, it's not like a fatal disease. It's just something that can cause, problems. Like my husband's most affected in his joints. He had the roof to his mouth. They fixed that. There's no problem. But now it's his joints that bother him. He has to take some medication because he has some arthritis. But, it's compared to the things that people could have, it's not that bad. But we talked to him a little bit about that. What else? We sent out Christmas cards, and we included, we put it from Paul and Robin and Baby Morse. And that was great. I asked my husband if he wanted to, and he did. So we did that. That was fun. I didn't buy anything for the baby this week because I've just been so sick. We haven't gone anywhere. I did get a little bit of a goodie bag from the doctor's office. They gave us some information about, things that happen in their office, about payments and all that. They also gave me another one of these books, which I'm actually going to do a giveaway on because I obviously don't need two. It's the pregnancy planner that I showed in my last video. They gave information on HIV in pregnancy, easing back pain during pregnancy, screening for birth defects, and they gave us another book, A Miracle in the Making. This is actually a really good book. I haven't read a lot of it yet. I just kind of flipped through it, and it's got just really great information. It's not like a week-by-week book or anything like that, but it just talks about things you should avoid, things you should try to increase, things like that. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the other thing that maybe you guys could help us on is we're trying to determine like a nickname for the baby. Obviously, we don't know the sex yet, so I want it to kind of be a general neutral name. And we've just been kind of like talking about different things. So if you guys have any ideas, put it down below. And I actually think that's how I'll do the giveaway. This, so if you want this book, if you want to look into a little bit more information about this book, it's just a planner. It's got stickers, it's got tabs. It's exactly like the one I showed in my other video. If you want to refer back to my last week's video, week 9, I think it was on, where I showed this. But if you want to register to win this, put a comment below and just try to think of a really cute, unique name for a nickname we can call the baby until we have an actual name for the baby. Because we're not, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, we're not going to tell anyone the name until it's born. So it would be great to have like a little nickname that everyone could call it. So if you're interested, go ahead and put it down below. It's open to anybody trying to conceive, pregnant, not pregnant, whatever. Put a comment below with a nickname that you like, and I'll pick a winner. Probably like in a week and a half, and I'll email the person and mail it out to you. But it's a really, really great binder, and really great for people who are trying to conceive. Once they do conceive, they'll be able to have it right from the beginning. Remember, it has calendars and everything else. You can input information, all kinds of stuff. So I'll see you guys next week. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. Talk to you later. Bye.